I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Are you sure?
Why would I not be sure?
Because
I've double checked everything.
this boat's about to leave the shore.
I'm not.
Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton. And hey, it's Sunday. It is time for another weekly reader wrap up. Getting to be one of my favorite days of the week. We get to check in with each other. What did we read? What did we get up to? I hope everybody had 5-star reads. I hope everybody had joyous weeks. I hope the stress levels were low. I hope everybody just had an amazing, emotional, family, just a great week out there in the world. It's, again, a beautiful spring day here. I was out there. I was just raking up the leaves from the front yard, unburying the house from winter. And
There are a lot of leaves.
The flowers are coming in. It's gorgeous. It's been an amazing, amazing day. And I get to cap it off by being with everybody. And it is a thrill.
You seem really hyped up.
I'm pretty hyped up. This is pretty cool. Are you thrilled?
Well, I mean, I'm doing okay.
You know, there's a reason why we've called you the stone-faced boy all your life.
Now, I'm very aware of what you call me.
Yeah, well,
Things that I will not repeat on camera.
there's a lot of things we call you.
Things that people would be horrified to hear.
Don't do that.
Think that you're a terrible person.
People are gonna call.
I'm just gonna make everyone think that you're a monster when the cameras turn on.
People are gonna call the authorities or say, okay, and I'm gonna stop talking to you. I think that's what I've learned. Okay, what did we get up to last week? Let's get right into it, man. What did we get up to? I finished this ginormous bad boy right here, Lonesome Crown by Brian Lee Durfee. This wraps up the trilogy, and I had a great time. I'm not sure why this isn't on a lot of people's tongues about a great fun ride of a trilogy. It's pretty dark. It's very brutal. It's unrelenting. I think if I were to have to sum it up in some way, especially now that the trilogy is over, I would have to channel my favorite fake guitarist.
What?
Yeah, Nigel Tufnell.
What are you talking about?
Because this goes up to 11. It goes to 11, because you're out there, you're on the edge, you're at 10. Where are you gonna go? This goes to 11.
I'm not going to put up the clip of what this is from.
No,
I'm just gonna
you don't
let
need to.
go
Everyone
on.
knows. Everyone knows. But this goes up to 11, and it doesn't stop at 11. 11's not enough. So this crazy Brian Lee Durfee
Are you saying
smashes his guitar into the amp and causes a bunch of feedback, and that's rock and roll. And that's this trilogy.
Are you saying this goes up to 12?
I don't know. It goes beyond that. It's the Pete Townsend moment where he smashes the guitar and it's get the feedback. That's what this is. This is how far this thing goes. This was so unrelentingly, brutally violent at the end. I expected to walk out to my driveway and find my car is dented. It was that severe.
What does that mean? That makes no sense.
It was just that many body punches at one time coming at me nonstop. I was like Apollo Creed after he fought the Russian guy. Stop me before I segue or sub-reference again.
You're making so many references that do not make any sense about what you're talking about.
They know what I'm talking about.
I think everyone knows what you're talking about, but you have to connect the dots to get there.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's like when you find that second habitat on Lost, and you got to start putting all the pieces together.
But don't do another one.
You do it. You put it out there.
I did not make you do it
again. You made me do it again.
This might be a spoilery question, but did you sound at the end of the last book? You seemed concerned that he wouldn't be able to wrap up everything nicely with a neat bow because he wanted 5 books. Did it?
And there's a little author's note at the end of this final volume in the trilogy. And he knew he was only going to get 3, I believe, from the beginning. So he had 5 smaller books planned, and then he changed that to 3 chunkers.
So he got the end of the story he wanted.
I do think he got everything in there he wanted to get in there.
I see. Okay.
So I do think he landed the plane in a bloody, brutal, unrelenting way that he always had. and a lot of the pieces, it all came together. All the disparate threads kind of came together to create a tapestry. The one thing I would say is towards the end, some of the POV characters, I felt their motivations were a little bit drifty in the wind. They would be this way and then that way, and it's so dark. It becomes very dark at the end. I'm an optimistic person, and I want to see this light shine through and show me at the end this absolution, this fiery absolution that we've been building toward. I want to see this glorious light at the end and feel that humanity is going to come together and we are worth saving. And I kept waiting. I mean, no spoilers. I won't say if it finally showed up or not, but it's like, this is a dark, dark ride. This is that tunnel of love ride with no lights when the electricity goes out and you're in the middle of that ride and you can't see 3 feet in front of your face. It will not let up. If that's the type of read you were looking for, I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Come up with another explanation for the book.
You know what? Don't tempt me with a good time. So after I finished that, it was time to pick up the next read, and I went straight into The Peculiarities by David List. David List, friend of mine, friend of the channel, did not know this book came out. I saw it at the bookstore when we were out shopping around, and I picked it up, and it's like, I'm about 100 pages in. I'll be 200 pages in before the end of the night, and then I should wrap this up probably late Monday if my schedule holds. Wow, loving it. Absolutely loving it. David is one of us. He's a fan of all the stuff we're a fan of, and he's been writing these amazing New York Times notable historical fiction works, and I know his heart. He's been writing a younger reader sci-fi series, and I was one of the early readers for that. Before it ever went to the publishers or anything, I was one of his alpha or beta or whatever readers to get input. And I talking to him about that, it's like, I'm having the most fun I've ever had writing, just being in this genre and just having fun and playing. And that fun just comes off the page. It is such an amazing ride.
Is it sci-fi or is it full-blown fantasy like you were thinking it might be?
It is historical fantasy. It is 1899 in London, and during that time, the spiritualist movement that Aleister Crowley and Arthur Conan Doyle and so many other people were wrapped up in, that's happening, but the magic is starting to really flow through the cracks. Magic is just bleeding through reality, and people are becoming cursed, for lack of a better word, in really strange ways. Like a pregnant lady will just give birth to a litter of rabbits, or someone will just be struck with lycanthropy and just start turning into a wolf. And they're not quite sure why. It's just London is becoming a thin place between our physical realm and the mystical realm, and somehow these things are bleeding through. I don't have all the answers yet, but at the middle of this is this character, Thomas Thresher, who's got a really, really good reason to want to crack this mystery, and he's in the middle of it, and I'm 100 pages in of him cracking it, and it may be my book of the month.
Really?
I'm enjoying this more than I enjoyed the 2 novellas that I was in line to break my rule for, that it has to be a full novel. I'm enjoying this more than those 2.
The T. Kingfisher?
The T. Kingfisher novellas. So this is pulling ahead, but I'm still 100 pages. He's got to land the plane. There's so many amazing themes, and so he's such a wordsmith. I cannot wait to get him on the channel. He is coming on the channel, not this coming week, but the week after. And we are going to talk about this and all other things. Please, please, please join us for that. Even if he's a writer you have not got into, this is where you should start if you're a fan of gaslamp fantasy, or where history kind of meets the genre. It's got a nice streak of horror through here, which I think gets even deeper and darker as the book goes on, if I can believe some of the reviews I've read. So
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the people that are blurbing this on the back, right, are people like Jonathan Mayberry and Joe R. Lansdale.
Your type of people.
Saying he's come all the way to our playground. He's in our playground now, and he brought some great toys to play with.
That's awesome.
So I cannot recommend this enough, just being 100 pages in. Can't wait to talk to him. This is going great. Up there for my book of the month so far. So what's coming next? As soon as I finish this, which should be late Monday, we're back into Sun Eater country. We're going with the next number 2, the full-length novel of Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio. I wanted to have 2 of the full-length novels and 2 of the novellas completely read and under my belt before I go to the book signing in Raleigh on April 4th to get the rest of my books bought and signed and meet the man in person. So I'm gotta pick this up and stay on target to make that happen. And I cannot wait to get into this because so many people say just a step from book 1 to this, as far as like that driving plot with that foot all the way down to the floorboard, in that Fast and Furious way. I'm going to start sub-referencing again.
There's nothing I can do to stop you.
Yeah, they say this is it. This takes that step that just makes you turn pages because that plot just starts amping up. And you just got to see what happens next. And then the book after this, I think Demon in White, a lot of people say that's my favorite of the whole series.
Really?
So this takes a big step, and it's like, oh man, this is no longer like tracking an interpersonal spiritual journey of Hadrian Marlowe. This gets into the grand story, and it sucks you in and will not let you go. And then the next full book that is like people's absolute favorite of the whole series.
And how long is the series?
It's going to be 7 books. Book 6 is coming out. We're going to the signing.
To the signing for that book 6. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right then.
So he's hard at work on the final book. So that'll come up next, and this will take me a hot minute to get through. So I'm not really necessarily saying we'll get to anything else after this before we get together and talk again. So wow, I mean, amazing, great reads going on. This month should go in the books, man. I'm hitting nothing but great reads so far.
I can't remember what from your TBR earlier this month. What do you have planned after?
I've got one planned after, and that is book 1 of the Belgariad.
That's right.
Pawn of Prophecy that Heidi was so enormously generous to send to us, and I'm starting that, and that's foundational. People say that's up there with some of the works that just inspired everyone. David Eddings' work, and that people just have a real soft spot because they probably read it when they were a bit younger, so it's through nostalgia glasses and everything. So I'm excited to get to that. I mean, I think that might just hit me right here because I love that foundational stuff. Could
just be nonstop great reads.
I might have to tag somebody in to pick my book of the month. That's going to be.
Well, I can't do it.
You're going to have to do it.
I haven't read any of these
because now you're reading now.
Well, I'm now 49% of the way through Morningstar.
49%, and for those of you that have read the first trilogy of Red Rising, no spoilers, but if you know, you know. He was listening audio today, and we were cleaning the house. We were in the kitchen, and he was at the sink, and I was over there doing some sweeping or something, and I just saw this look. Took his headphones out. So, yeah, there's stuff goes down.
Yeah.
Stuff goes down.
Something happened on an ice planet. I won't say any more than that.
No.
I was disappointed.
No. It hits you in the feels, though, doesn't it?
It hit me in the feels, yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good series, guy. It's such a good series.
I'll get to... I think I will read... After I finish Morningstar, I'll do Tress of the Emerald Sea to get into Sanderson, because I got to get into Sanderson before we go to Dragonsteel.
Have to. You have to have read some Sanderson before we go to Dragonsteel.
I'll do Tress of the Emerald Sea, then I will do the second trilogy of Red Rising.
Oh, okay. So you're going right back in.
I'll go right back in, and then I'll do Mistborn after that.
It's dark. Second trilogy. Bring your helmet light.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read Brian Lee Durfee, but...
It's as dark.
Really? It's the same. It's the same level.
Dark. It's as dark. Yeah. No.
I thought Brian Lee Durfee would be a little bit more the way everyone's talking about it.
Dark Age is aptly titled. When you're reading Dark Age, you're like this. It's not safe to go alone. I should bring a lamp and a sandwich. Like I'm way out here by myself.
A lamp and a sandwich.
Yeah, it's not safe.
That can't be a saying.
Yeah.
You had to come up with that right now.
No, you never heard that?
No, a lamp and a
When
sandwich?
somebody says, hey, I'm going to kick your butt, and you say, well, you better bring a box lunch and a lantern because it's going to take you long into the night to get that done, buddy.
That altercation has never happened in the history of humanity.
My dad used to say that all the time.
Your dad is insane.
Well, yeah, that's not hyperbole. Okay, so what did we get up to last week on the channel? We had a great week on the channel. We put up our vote for my palate cleanser read, my sorbet read for April.
And if you have not voted,
now is the time. Go back. Let me tell you where we're at. Because if you don't like where we're at, you got to get out there and vote, right? So hit it up in comments and say, this is what my choice is. Let's say we'll go from bottom to top. How about that? At the bottom right now is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix with 16 votes. That's at the bottom. Coming up next,
I'm surprised we get enough comments for the bottom one to be something that has 16 votes.
Isn't that amazing?
It's a little weird.
Isn't that amazing? I absolutely love talking with all these folks. It's absolutely amazing. It could make me happier. Coming up right up after that is The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin at 17 votes.
Jeez.
And then right after that, Dead Take the A Train by Richard Kadri and Cassandra Cott with 18 votes. And then after that, The Eternal World by Christopher Farnsworth doing really well with 21 votes in second place.
Took a little bit of a jump there.
Yeah, took a little bit of a jump. But number one, Josiah Bancroft, Hexologist at 29 votes.
That's going to be tough to beat.
That's going to be tough to beat. And I am totally in with that. Josiah Bancroft is someone I bought the first book for Sinless of Sins, and people are voting, saying we're voting for this because if it'll get you to Sinless of Sins sooner, we want that to happen for you.
What's that book?
That's his other series.
Oh, okay.
The
Hexologist is a standalone.
I think it will have more books, but it's just at this point it's just one book, so it's
I see. Okay.
a little bit more, and it's a kind of a not a crazy time commitment book, a little bit thinner.
Right.
It's supposed to be like a fun romp kind of mystery thing. So yeah, that's getting a lot of votes, and I couldn't be happier. I absolutely want to try Josiah Bancroft. So again, not letting me down with the votes.
But if someone wants to change the course,
but if you guys want to change the course of that, hey, that video went up last week. Go to that video if you haven't yet. Hit me up with your votes in the comment, and I will log them up until the 31st, which is the last Sunday of this month. And then it's all done but the crying. Then it's the chips fall where they may, and we got a winner.
All done but the crying?
Yeah, you never heard that one?
What kind of sayings are coming out of you
today? Your
today?
generation is just it's so sad.
I think your generation just makes stuff up. I think that's the problem.
Well, exactly. That's what was great about our generation. We drank out of a hose in the front lawn and made stuff up. That was our day.
I drank out of a hose too.
You did not drink out.
Yes, I did.
I can't remember.
I've drank out of a hose many times.
Many times, like last week.
No.
I did.
You did not drink out of a hose last week.
Just for nostalgia, I went out back and did it.
No, you did not.
That's true. It's absolutely true. The other video we put up this week is I got Jacob from over there to over here, and after we went to go see Dune, we kind of like somebody that had never read the books, someone that had read the books, not a Dune scholar, but someone that had read the books a long time ago that loved the books, kind of got our feelings out of what we thought about the movie, and had a little bit of a reaction video. And that was a blast. I had a great time doing that.
That was a great time, yeah.
And talk about comments. We have gotten some amazing comments because during that video, Jacob asked me a question. He said, well, when we start to see, and spoilers, if you haven't read Dune and don't want to know this, or, haven't read it or haven't gone to the movie yet,
Right.
maybe scoot forward here for a second.
I don't even know what you're going to say.
Yeah, but you were like, okay, when Paul is obviously the Quetzal's Haderach, why don't the Bene Gesserit just jump in there and back him? And it's like, hey, mission accomplished. We'll back him so we can have some kind of control.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I don't quite have the answer. Why? That seems pragmatic that they would do that. And there was some amazing comments kind of filling in, because again, I read this decades ago. I've read it 3 times, but decades ago was the last reading, and I didn't quite have that. And a couple great comments. Okay, so the plan was for Lady Jessica to have a daughter and to be bred, bred with Feyd-Rautha's son. And that would be the Kwisatz Haderach.
Oh, okay.
And in that scene in the movie, they thought they had levers of how to control Feyd-Rautha.
Right.
Well, Paul, being Leto's son, everything is about the honorable decision. There's no lever. He's going to do what needs to be. They don't have a way to control Paul.
I see.
That's why. That's somewhat why the Bene Gesserit kind of backed the backstabbing of House Atreides. They it's all about
they can't control Atreides anyway.
They've got no levers to control them.
Right.
So that's
but Feyd-Rautha could be maneuvered.
He could be maneuvered through vices or what he wants, things like that.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that from the movie.
So yeah, and
I got them being able to manipulate Feyd-Rautha, but I didn't get the backstory of why they wanted the Harkonnen family to begin with. Anyway,
yeah. But so anyway, thank you so much for those comments and to nudge my old man brain after decades of reading this. Again, absolutely love comments. So coming up next week, what do we have? We got a great week. We have an amazing week. We have an all new series here on the channel starting next week.
Are you going to say what this series is called?
You want to say what it is?
Siri's going to say what it is.
Siri's going to say it. Oh, I said series and that turned on Siri.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. It is called Hijack TBR. Operation Hijack TBR. And we are going to exactly that. We're going to get out of the studio. We're going to go out there in the world. We're going to find someone, and I'll just give you a little hint. It's in the family. We're going to find somebody that hasn't read fantasy in a good while, but used to be a big fan back in the day when he was a younger man. And we're going to hijack his TBR. He has been laid up. He's doing nothing but trying to catch up on some reading, and we're going to jump the line and jump in there. And then after that, we're going to see and get all of his thoughts about what he thought as a newbie, as a first-time reader of some Brandon Sanderson. So check out that video. I think it's a lot of fun. We got out of the studio.
I think it'll be great.
It's always fun when we get out of the studio.
Yeah. It's a long video, but it's interesting.
Yeah, and Jacob had to take lights across, set lights. That's his happy place. So
I like setting things up. You were not happy with the amount of equipment I was traveling with.
No, it was a lot. He likes setting things up. It was a little
It
much.
matters. It makes a difference.
It was a little much, but I think that is going to be, please let us know what you think about that. It was so much fun, and it's something we maybe want to continue having more interaction with readers out there and commenters out there getting and hijacking their TBR. So this is the first one. Let us know what you think. After that, okay, it is time for Talking with Tubers. We haven't had it yet this month. We have not had Talking with Tubers this month. So our live stream, Talking with Tubers, is going to be Thursday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Why at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Why the weird time? Because Library of a Viking, Johan is going to come and speak with it. I cannot believe we're going to actually talk with Library of a Viking. Such a huge fan of his channel. So he, from all the way from the UK, big time difference. So that's why it's going to be during the day. So maybe just, kind of sneak it on at work or something like that so you can listen in the background.
Or quit your job.
Or don't do that.
Just quit your job.
Don't.
Walk out to the parking lot and listen to it in the car.
Don't.
On that nice serene drive home.
You would have a lot more reading time if you did that.
There would be a lot more time for everything.
Just saying, yeah.
A lot more happy time.
A lot more happy time. But I could not be more thrilled. The Library of Viking is coming on, and I can't wait to talk to him. It was for him to invite us on his channel about what our favorite book so far of the year was, or I just felt like I completely crossed the finish line and made it. So for him to come on our channel is such a thrill for me. So check that out. That will be Thursday at 2 o'clock, and we'll post the thumbnail early so you guys can plan, and we'll put it on Twitter so you guys can plan. But Thursday, 2 o'clock, live stream. Be there if you can, and be in the comments and hang out with us.
Yeah, the announcement will come out on Tuesday, where you can click the button to have a reminder set. So.
Right. So look for that. Other than that, what did we get up? Well, I left my Fortress of Solitude. We went to the movies. Jacob and I, we did. Overall, we loved that flick.
Oh, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
I had one slight issue with it that you can watch the video for me to explain.
Yeah,
I feel like I couldn't really knock it for that issue again for reasons I explained, but it was pretty incredible.
Denny V he's a master.
He is a master.
You get to see a master craftsman filmmaker at the height of their powers, possibly at this point in time when technology is so amazing what you can do on film. Take on one of these seminal works of science fiction. Like it's an exciting endeavor all the way around, and it's well worth leaving your house for.
I will say also, we knew this already, but Hans Zimmer is also a master.
Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer is also a master.
I watched like a very short online documentary about the making of Dune 1, and apparently Hans Zimmer wanted it to feel so otherworldly. He was such a big fan of the Dune books that was the reason he signed on to do it with Denny V. But he wanted it to feel so otherworldly that he basically created new instruments so that it would sound like nothing you'd ever heard before.
That's so cool.
That's talented dude.
That is a talented. That is. I can't,
all of it. Everyone involved with that movie.
Think all the way down to like Grips and Best Boys, and I mean everyone. There's probably not an untalented person in that company.
I would agree,
because I wait for streaming on pretty much everything. I'm old and crotchety, and I'm set in my ways, and I like to be able to pause and get up and move around and let my body creak and stuff because it's been in one spot. This is worth leaving your house for. This is absolutely worth leaving your house for.
Go to the bathroom beforehand.
Yeah. There's not a good place to go. There's always something going on. There's not a good time to go. That's it for us, guys. I think that wraps up the week. So, you know what? Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for spending time with us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what your week was like. I hope it was amazing. Let us know if you've seen Dune. Let us know what you're reading. We started this to meet people that love the kind of books we love and hang out the way we love to hang out and talk about stuff that we love. So hit us down there in comments. I'll answer them as quickly as I possibly can because I absolutely love comments. And while you're down there, you got that Fonzie kind of fun thumbs up thing, hit that helps everyone new find the channel, helps us in every way build and grow. And if you've been by a couple times,
quit your job.
No, don't. Stop it. You're a bad influence.
And you get more time to watch our videos.
No, I'm not going to go that far. But if you happen to be unemployed and you want to watch all our videos, I mean, that's not us saying, that's just, if you got internet and you're unemployed.
Regardless.
There are worse things.
Well, watch more videos if you like it.
So if you've stopped by a time or two, maybe this is your first time, and you're like, hey, I kind of like that doofus there. I want to see what he talks about or what he gets up to reading in the future. Just hit that subscribe button. That helps us come your way more and more often, and we can talk back and forth more and more about what it is we're reading and seeing and doing, and become much, much closer friends. So that is it for us, guys. We are going to see you through the week on Tuesday and Thursday, and then we'll be right back here next Sunday. That's it for us. If you stopped by on a Sunday evening just to see what we've been getting up to reading-wise and you want to hang out with us, that means you're book people. And if you're book people in my book, that makes you the best people. My name is John Minton, and this has been Talking Story.